same time. Try now? Yeah, try now.
Testing 1 2. Testing mic 1 1 2.
Testing 1 2. 1 2. Testing. Hume v Melbourne City.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
Hello and welcome to everyone watching this Senol NPL Men's Victoria live stream for the round 23 game between Hume City and Melbourne City here at National Stadium. My name is Aris Stamatakos. I'm joined by Peter Paleologos as we take you through all the action for what is certainly a game of consequence for both sides. For Hume, an uncharacteristic three losses on the trot puts their very faint premiership hopes as they hang by a thread. And they will need to be absolutely perfect from here on in if they are able to topple the Oakley Cannons for that top spot. And for the away side, well, this is a massive game in the context of their season as well. As with matches against Preston Lions and South Melbourne in the coming weeks, 3 points here would set up thrilling finals-shaping encounters. Peter, it's a very crisp Saturday afternoon before we get to the teams. How do you see this one playing out?
Very crisp. Welcome, Ari. Welcome all, everybody. Great to see you back on NPL Victoria. Fascinating game. You mentioned Hume. They've lost 3 games in a row. Very important game. Even to consolidate second, because they're chasing pack. Avondale, Preston, South Melbourne, Heidelberg, all within reach. So they need a win today. And very important. And they've got some crucial, which we'll talk about, some crucial players out. Melbourne City, probably safe from relegation. A lot of their top players from this year are not playing today. So it's a very young team. I would say there are even some 15-year-olds, which is quite interesting. But I think Melbourne City will stay with their style. Hume need to win.
Absolutely. As we get to the lineups for both sides, for the home side, Chris Oldfield in between the sticks as always. Zahir Addis and Aidan Coyne either side of Taylor Shrivers and Braden Spink. A midfield double pivot of Steve White and Aki Tsukamoto with Muni Badus, Adisabayu, Chris Engelhardt in behind Godfrey Dembele up front. And for the away side, as you mentioned, Peter, it is very heavily rotated. Lachlan Charles in between the six, Jake Polowski, Reno Kulteshi, Harris Rizmani and Nicholas Varadakis in the back four, Ashton Files and Harley Trong behind, Rion Kasari, Fraser Brown, Dimitri Vanis and Tobias Severin up top. Melbourne City with the kick-off shooting to the right of your screen in the first half. As always here at National Stadium, a very strong breeze blowing to the left-hand side, so we'll be able to see if the home side can take advantage of that in the opening stanza, in the opening half. As Melbourne City, as always, despite the names that aren't playing, they have a very familiar style, they have a very familiar platform to which they play with, and immediately on display as they look to keep possession and break forward on the left-hand side. Aidan Coyne filling in at right back today with the absence of Coda Cador, as it is a relatively makeshift side in comparison to what they have dished out over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they have. I mean, 2 of their 3, what I call their attacking triangle, Kadur, Burka, Engelhardt's playing, but the 2 others are missing, so it's quite a bit of a changed squad. And then we've got Aaron Calvo, who's moved back to the A-League with a great opportunity. So he was very crucial in defence this year. So a bit of adjustment now. I think Shrivers is moving into centre-back.
City still maintaining possession with Grossi on that far side, back to Charles, and haven't let the home side get on the ball at all. Back for Charles with the whole field ahead of him. It's almost a 2-man press with Bingham and Bayu as the furthest men forward for the away side. Varadakis back all the way to his centre half. Breaking inside now, turnover in the middle of the park. Bayu back for Coyne, and now the first time the home side can really get on the ball and try to manufacture a play from deep. Spink back to Shrivers. Although deputising in centre half today, has been an ever-present in that back four when needed, left back, right back, sometimes in midfield early in the season as well, as White dispossessed. And Servant on this near side does break his way into the box, but it was well dealt with by Addis alongside Braden Spink.
Heavy touch there by Servant. Would be disappointed with that. But you mentioned Spink also being a very utility player, ex-South Melbourne, really been very important to Hume this year.
White looking to clear, couldn't quite. And it does fall back for Files. Varadakis all the way back. for the two centre halves. Bingham looking to close down, but as we've seen, despite the names out, Melbourne City looking to dominate possession, looking to just control the tempo of the game. On that far side with Pavlovsky, turnover, Engelhardt breaking forward through for Bingham. Does a flag stay down? No, it doesn't. That was almighty tight, and it was going to set up an easy tappy for a disobey, but the flag is up.
That's Melbourne City, as you said, Ari, trying to control possession, but the mid-block that's set up here with Hume, if there is a turnover, quick transition, and Bingham, a bit unlucky there with the offside, but that's their intention today, to get him on the quick transition.
Targeting that left channel, looking to break it in between the lines. Oldfield rushing out of his goal, and it kind of holds up in the grass ever so slightly as he has to wait to collect it into his hands as he rolls it out and looking to relaunch an attack. Bayou in space in the middle, couldn't quite find him. Servant coming across. Rising highest was Addis. It flicks out to this near side for Servant. He couldn't quite get there and he runs out of real estate.
Yeah, Bayou seems to be playing a little bit deeper, more of a 10 role than pairing up with Bingham as a attacking striker. He's got a bit of free license to move around and get the ball and create those opportunities.
Oldfield. As the game setting into a relatively slow and composed tempo as it breaks nearly a chance there for Harris Rizmani, who looks to be leading the line this afternoon for the away side. Spink now, as Addis uses him, loses control, and the away side really putting the pressure on early. As Varadakis looks to bring the ball back into play, he does. Servant heads it down in the park of Rizmani, ball across the face, and Shriver's having to clear with authority. But Melbourne City well and truly in control in this opening couple of minutes.
Yeah, as you mentioned, controlling the tempo. It's very interesting. Both teams have a similar passing rate. You wouldn't think, I mean, obviously Melbourne City today starting up much more with a passing game, but both teams have similar passing rates. But Melbourne City are more of a progressive run type of team, whereas Hume in their style is more progressive pass. So a little bit different in style today.
Those quick passes in the channels, in between the lines, looking to break forward is how Hume have performed so well this season. Obviously, we all know the permutations with 3 games to go after this one. Hume needing to win and almost need to be perfect from here on in if they were to topple the Oakley Cannons. If you'd have a bit of a misfire in a sense last night, dropping points in a slightly disappointing fashion. So it is there for Hume to try and catch up some ground.
Yeah, also Preston dropped some points. I mean, there's no easy games in the NPL. As mentioned, Preston dropped some points, obviously after their big win in the Australian Cup with the Victorian teams doing so well there. But Bentley, Green Gully, all desperate teams. So all hard matches from here on in.
Vlanos on that far side doing well to step in front and win the foul. So Pavlovsky and Dimitri Vlanos on that left-hand side looking to be probably the most used side of the ground in a sense, or attacking avenue for the away side as they look to progress down that side again. Vlanos is there. Has Pavlovsky slightly central, running himself almost into a bit of danger, but all the way back out for Charles. As they do progress out through their centre halves, Varadakis in the middle, beautiful ball inside for Asher Files, and the ball out on the far side, all kinds of space for Vlanos to run into. Aidan Coyne having to track back and make up some ground, and he does. Plays it short for Engelhardt, has Tsukamoto centrally, ignores him, goes back for Aidan Coyne, who's been ever so reliable in a multitude of positions so far this season for the home side, as has been plenty of their kind of back four and midfield, also versatile, have the ability to capitalise on their spot in the team, regardless of where they are. Varadakis ball looking to play it all the way through for Vlanos. does get there ahead at Aidan Coyne and gets past him brilliantly and gets a ball across the face, and the first early chance for the away side fell for Harris Rusmani. And on the second attempt, Chris Oldfield doing well to claim.
Good opportunity there, Melbourne City. Probably the first creative opportunity and really got around through the lines, and that's the kind of game they're going to play. I'm just looking at Melbourne City, the way they're set up, pretty much 3 at the back, 2, and then another 2 players and 3 up front. So a bit different setup in terms of their formation. Hume City, pretty much 2 up front, although Munib does drift as a third. We've got 3 in the midfield and 4 at the back.
Did mention is a clash of styles. Styles make fight, and is setting up to be a very interesting encounter in the first 10 or so minutes of this game. Melbourne City dominating possession, creating the first real chance down that left-hand side. And the interchange in positions and the interchange in passing really causing some issues for an out-of-confidence and out-of-form home side, as Dus looking to break forward now after getting an interception in the final third, but it goes out for a throw-in deep in a defensive half for the away side. And now a chance for Hume to potentially box Melbourne City in, suffocate them, squeeze them, win the ball back in a dangerous area, as they have pushed numbers really close to this throw-in on this near side. Servant looking to break in front and conceding the throw.
You mentioned there, Ari, that Hume a little bit low on confidence. They've had some tough decisions against them, have to say, the last 3-4 weeks. But they've lost some very close matches, even had a lot of chance to win them. It's just a matter of getting it right today.
Bingham down, looking for a Dus, couldn't quite. And it's back out. Bayou just gets ahead there of Servant, whose clearance couldn't quite keep in the field of play, and it's all the way back here for Braden Spink to take the throw.
One thing I've noticed this year, and you probably have too, Ari, that the coaches are very active from the sideline, dictating a lot more than previous years, just really telling the players to get into positions.
Strong, brilliant turn on a dime in midfield to open up the play for the away side, and it's Pavlovsky on the overlap, looking back for Ali Trong. The play slows down, composure from the away side, as we've seen so much already this afternoon, stopping the counter-attack to get a bit more controlled possession and looking to overwhelm Hume in possession with their positional play, rotating numbers in between the lines out wide. There's Charles very high up, creating a back 3 in possession like you mentioned. Draws the press of Bingham and plays it out. And has 2 numbers in the middle, both ignored. Calls for Pavlovsky in the middle, and the ball sprayed out for Servant on this near side. Slightly loose touch, as Zahir Addis does well to get past 1 and 2 and hold up the play and get it back for a Dus, but coming in front there, brilliant interception from Kulteshi. Charles looking for the diagonal ball, Coyne underneath it, doing well. And Files in midfield, couldn't quite get it on the second attempt. And White, but it does fall back. Crash of Files.
Yeah, Melbourne City are really trying to shift the shape, move around the shape of Hume, trying to get those passes across, open up the channels, open up the wings. Munib, this will be very disappointed that he had an opportunity and didn't really have a chance for a transition. But a good movement by Melbourne City.
A beautiful interplay in the midfield as the ball sprayed out wide for Servant. Isolated with Zahiadis, turning away from him and turning away from Adus and hitting it on the left. It falls across the face of goal. Bit of a goal mouth scramble there, is finally cleared away by Hume unconvincingly as it falls for Toronto on the edge. And a second attempt on goal for Melbourne City, not that far away of Chris Oldfield's goal. And well and truly in control of the away side.
Good ambition by Servant, took on 2 players, beat both, got on his left foot, just probably not enough power, obviously against the wind, and Trong there for a second ball. Very good creative outlet there, and Hume got to be very careful. As we mentioned, 3 defeats, have suffered some soft goals in some previous games, got to keep that defence pretty steady, and Shrivers, who's a utility player, giving a little bit of space.
Fields long ball up for Bingham. He's a beautiful target man to try and hit with his presence. He does well to win a throw for his side as they're looking to maybe get a little bit of control in this game. Addis back for Spink, who has lost his centre-half partner throughout the season, Aaron Calver. Peter, as you mentioned, back to the A-League he goes, but Taylor Shriver's more of a competent replacement. Addis back for Spink. Shriver's spraying ball on this near side for Munibadus, and it bounces almost away from him as it skids along. He does well to keep it in play and isolate his fullback. Getting past him, back for Addis. Teasing ball into the box. No depth or height to make any real impact. And Vlanis on that far side looking to try to keep the ball in play, but it's going to be a very interesting battle between him and Aidan Coyne on that right-hand side.
Good play by Munib Badus. He stretched out right, went right to the byline to just stretch out the Melbourne City defence. Great opportunity. We haven't heard much about Engelhardt. He's a key factor. Scored 4 goals in the last 5 matches. Hasn't really been in the play, and surprising they haven't used him as an outlet early on for Hume.
Here he is on the ball now, but in a slightly deeper position than probably what he would have liked. White, Addis, Azadus, and uses him. Isolated with Varadakis. And here is Munibadus. Ball across the face. No real power or penetration. Very easily cleared, ever so unconvincingly. There's a slight nudge in the back. Goes unpunished by the referee. And the ball in midfield from Old Charong, almost finding Brisbane leading the line today. But spell of possession for the home side. Bayou dropping deep, getting the ball off his centre half in Braden Spink. Back for Taylor Shrivers. Tsukamoto, Engelhardt. Channel ball for Bingham. One more for Tsukamoto. Brilliant football for the home side. Clipped into the box and no one there to really make an impact. You can see, mister! As it falls now for White, a chance gone begging there for the home side of Steve White, breaking towards the byline. Left foot ball deep into the box, Bingham's there, but Charles coming across and claiming well.
Well done there by Charles. Bingham, one of the most dangerous players in the NPL in aerial duels, and really an opportunity there. But Charles, who's probably the only, I would say, A-League players got a contract in this starting lineup today. All the players from the other level. A lot of the players on A-League contracts are all, I believe, in Perth. So he's the only one today. But they're gonna. His teammates will probably expect a lot of leadership from Charles in directing play because he's got a lot of younger talent here.
And Charong now, and the ball out on this left-hand side is on. Polovsky has Vlanis. Decides against using him, loses his footing and turns the ball over in the process, but they do win the throw. Engelhardt, a slightly loose touch, and as you mentioned, has not been involved in any real meaningful way in the first 15 or so minutes in the game today. And for a man who's had so much impact for a big portion of this season, we'll be looking to get on the score sheet if Hume are going to get a much needed 3 points today.
Yeah, Engelhardt on that wing has got Kerdar, he's got Coda, both not playing today. So a bit of a change of position for him.
Servant ball, slightly ambitious, looking towards the back six for Vlanis. Coyne doing well. Here is for Dimitri Vlanis. Jake Polovsky. All the way back now. And this is for Fraser Brown. Varadakis inside. Finds its way for Servant on this near side, who's being jockeyed out of play by Addis. And ever so industrious are Hume City to win the ball back in areas like that, to win the throw. Spink put under pressure by that slightly loose throw in. And inside for Files, breaking away from Bayou and slipping it through, but slightly losing his touch, and a rash challenge breaks away for Melbourne City. Servant, ball across the face, couldn't quite find anyone at the near post. And Bayou can break forward and play the ball down the line brilliantly for Engelhardt. And a massive chance here for the home side. Engelhardt driving on the edge. Pass one. Left-footed effort. Brilliant block. Had Charles scrambling. But there is that impact that Chris Engelhardt can have, especially on the counter-attack.
That's the moments that Hume want. Engelhardt getting the opportunity, getting on his left and creating a good block there by the Melbourne City defender. Just got there in time. First real opportunity, I would say, for Hume.
White looking to play it in the channel for a deuce. Seen very professionally out by Nick Varadakis.
You mentioned Pavlovsky before. He's really doing well on that left wing. Left, I would say, wing-back position, really creating a lot of opportunities and driving Melbourne City forward.
Here he is again in possession. Holding the ball up. Ashton Files, who's playing a fantastic game so far today. Really industrious in midfield, even in his small stature, very calm in possession. Couldn't quite manufacture something out of nothing from there, but Coyne now picking it up. Turning away from Vlanis and playing it into the feet of Engelhardt, who's good enough to control it. Play it back for Aidan Coyne. Suffocated by two pressing Melbourne City attackers, but Shrivers and Oldfield now can work it out on this near side. So Hume slowly starting to work themselves in the game. First real chance from Engelhardt moments ago after a vicious start by the away side. Almost sucker punching them in a sense, coming out with pace, aggression, even with the slightly depleted side. Obviously, no real familiar names, especially for the ones that have played so far this season, or for the majority of this NPL season. Just goes to show the quality that Melbourne City have in their academy to compete at this level. Bingham looking to flick it on, couldn't quite time the header, but it does fall for Bayou. Tsukamoto on the back foot, turning out for Engelhardt, who can drive against Pavlovsky. Eyeball to eyeball with Jake Pavlovsky, and Engelhardt gets past him, right-footed effort into the box and cleared unconvincingly, but well enough by Kasari.
You mentioned the City Academy, the recent Australia Cup match. 9 of the 11 starters were from the City Academy for Melbourne City. So just a pipeline of talent, and we're seeing that today with a lot of the younger players that are coming through.
First corner of the afternoon delivered into the near post. Charles Cumming fisting it away. Only falling as far as Tsukamoto and White back where it came from. Coyne taking a touch and looking to deliver again, and does. Shallow entry into the box, flicked on only as far as Bayou, now on this near side. Servant looking to jockey him out of a place of danger, but it falls for Engelhardt, who has space to move in midfield. Had Bayou on the return pass, couldn't quite spot him in between the sea of sky blue jerseys and Coyne. Back out for Tsukamoto on that far side and gets it back. And now back into a state of controlled possession for the home side. Shrivers. Tsukamoto, Engelhardt in all kinds of space. Pavlovsky vacating space for Engelhardt, which is a dangerous thing to do. Tsukamoto into the box, looking for Bingham, cleared once and twice. And Shrivers picking it up on the halfway line, and now the home side really penning back Melbourne City here.
Yeah, on the front foot now, Hume, knowing that a very slow start, but now there's their opportunity on the front when pushing Melbourne City back.
Toronto now on the transition. Beautiful ball for Toby Servant. Passed a disc brilliantly onto his left foot and past Shrivers, and a bit of a hip and shoulder on the way through, unpenalised by the referee as he stays down in a bit of discomfort, and the referee will stop the play. Beautiful footwork by Servant there to get past not one but two players.
That's the second time that Servant's been able to get onto his left foot pass. Obviously, he bumped into, I think it was Shrivers, but he's creating a lot of opportunities, and he's coming in from the left. Very tall, looks like very much a centre forward, but playing more on the right, jockeying into the left, showing some really good characteristics.
First real lull in the game as we stop for treatment on Servant. It looks to be all good to continue. First 20 minutes, Melbourne City started the game like a house on fire, but the quality of the home side has really shone through in the last 10. And now it is poised to be a very intriguing encounter for the remaining 70 minutes of this game. Long towards Bingham, couldn't quite time his header. Hasn't been able to get involved so far this afternoon, Josh Bingham, as it falls all the way back for Charles in between the sticks. Like you mentioned, almost a leader out there, Lachlan Charles. In comparison to the rest of his teammates, quite experienced, has played the majority of the minutes this season. Was in the squad last week for the Senior Teams Australia Cup fixture. So it goes to show that he's very highly rated in this Melbourne City system.
Well, you've had players like Beach, who's gone on. Charles. I mean, today's squad's missing some really key players. Antonio, Calms, Kuleshi, Nekovsky, Beckham Baker, Lawrence Wong, Gerald, Ballor, Boston. A lot of players missing from this squad, and just seeing the talent on display early on, Melbourne City's really become the Academy of Australia.
First time ball looking for Engelhardt from Coyne. Couldn't quite get behind Polovsky. And Charles now so comfortable with his feet. Gets it past the press of Bayou. And now they can look forward. Brown. Charles. Direct ball. Looking to get over the head of Coyne. Looking for Vlanis. But Aidan Coyne doing well, chesting it down and playing it down the line brilliantly for Bayou. Does it stay in play for him? It does. And this for Bayou now, isolated with his opposing fullback. Gets to the byline, looking for Bingham in the middle. Couldn't quite find him. Tsukamoto misjudges the header. And now the counter-attack for the away side. Servant on this near side. So they're defending those balls into the channel very well, Melbourne City. As Harris Rizmani earns the foul just after halfway.
Bayou now starting to get more attacking positions in this latter part of this first half. Just the end product missing a little bit. There is a big win. We have to say that Ari is quite a bit of a win there, so it does play a little bit with the ball. But Bayou now pushing a little bit more. He's much closer to Bingham, so they can work the 1-2 together. And that's probably where Hume need to get more on the attacking front foot.
Just waiting for the space to open up. Almost every single player at a standstill, and a turnover from Charles, and Adus can play it through for Adissa Bayou, who's eyeball to eyeball with Lachlan Charles, gets it out from under his feet, left-footed effort, fantastic save. A top-notch save, sparing his own blushes. Lachlan Charles down low to his left.
Fantastic save there by Charles. He knew they like to build from the back, bad pass, very quick transition. Bayou, fantastic shot, and Charles showed the leadership and great reflexes, great shot stopper, and that was class, making sure that didn't go in.
First big save of the afternoon for either goalkeeper, and Lachlan Charles coming up with the goods when needed most. As now his side looking to counter-attack, but Steve White looking to dispossess, and does, but it does fall back out for the away side. And they win a throw. So there is Bayo. We've seen, although he does normally occupy either the left or right flanks, occupying a slightly more central position now in the absence of Burke and Kurdar, he's still ever so dangerous whenever he gets in that final third. And you'd back him 9 times out of 10 to score a chance from there. But fantastic save from Lachlan Charles as he's now back in possession. Short for Brown. Into the channel. Looking for Vlanis, who's now occupied this right-hand side. It looks to be a switch between him and Servant. Maybe a bit of a different look on either flank. Adus inside Bayou. Doing well to get past Files, but Files professionally giving away the foul.
You mentioned Bayou. There's this analytical tool that goes around and about expected goals, and if you look at the NPL, he's in the top 3 for expected goals, so he's always there about, and also takes a lot of shots in the top 5 plays easily for shots in the NPL. So yeah, there are expected goals from Bayou, but He's also dropping back a little bit more here today. So he's got up as the free licence, but very dangerous player.
Hume really needing to find momentum, not only for their faint premiership hopes, but also heading into the final. So they have definitely secured a position in the top 6. But 3 losses on the trot, which followed a 0-0 draw here against Dandenong City 4 weeks ago, have really put a halt to their momentum which they had garnered. They had gone on a very strong winning streak, or a very strong undefeated streak before then, and have seemingly just hit a wall. And considering how this game started in the first opening 10 minutes, it would look to have continued, but they have worked themselves back into the game, which is very important in the context of their season, as Oldfield now looking to play it short for Braden Spink.
Good, Harris, set it up, Harris!
Spink driving in midfield, playing it in between the lines for Bayou, and as Adus down the line and uses him, has pace to burn Munuba Adus, almost runs out of real estate as a bowling was approaching, so he cuts it back for Bayou. Back for Spink. Adus has Addis on the underlap and uses him brilliantly. Driving into the box, Sahi Addis across the face, all the way through. Engelhart was there, couldn't quite get anything under it. White, Bingham, back for Tsukamoto rather. And nearly fantastic intricate footwork in the box to create a chance, but it's cleared out for a corner on the far side.
Yeah, good pressure there. Hume, probably the first time they really got into the box, 2-3 players, try to create that opportunity. You've got to see more of that. And they're pegging back a little bit now, Melbourne City.
Another corner on the far side, looking for Bingham rising. Any touch would have done. And somehow that stayed out.
Unbelievable by Bingham. I mean, that's just a missed opportunity. He's one of the top players we mentioned earlier about aerial duels and just didn't get it right. Charles fell into his lap. Very lucky.
Any touch. And surely it would have been Lachlan Charles from extremely close range, but it just fell right in his lap for him to parry away. And they still have some defending to do with Addis on this near side. Into the box, looking for Bingham again, and cleared again for a corner, this time on the near side. So now Hume really starting to work themselves into this contest.
Yeah, good to see. I mean, Munib Adus has been an A-League player. He's starting to work with the Dis a little bit more on this left side and creating those opportunities. It's been the last 5 minutes, starting to ramp things up and get behind Melbourne City, and that's what Nick Hegarty want to see.
So numbers all at the back post, as they now flood the goalkeeper. This will probably be dropped on the head of Lachlan Charles. It is in that direction. Bingham rising. Again, he's the target. Couldn't quite get contact. Bayou running into a bit of a cul-de-sac, but trying to turn his way out of it. Can he win a foul out of it? No, he can't. Dispossessed. And confidently played out brilliantly by Melbourne City, but it's back towards the Hume City goal, but the referee has brought up a foul. So the away side will get a bit of a respite.
Yeah, the referees let the game flow, which is good. I mean, there've been a bit of fouls, but it's been play on, and that's good, I mean, for the flow of the game. And Melbourne City, good control out of their defence, but with this wind, they've got to be very careful because Hume City are ready to pounce him for any foul and get a quick transition.
Another turnover in midfield, unpunished this time by the home side. So Hume looking to pick off those passes into the middle third from the centre halves, looking to cut those passing lanes and capitalise and pounce on a potential loose touch. But now, Polovsky for Harley Trong. Varadakis, Brown. Back for Charles. Lannis all alone on this near side if that's where Lachlan Charles wants to go. Ignores that, goes towards the left-hand side where Servan is going to make that run into the channel, looking to pen Aiden Coyne back and wins the ball beautifully, using his physicality to get ahead of the fullback, looking to get past him, but Tsukamoto coming out to support and winning it and playing it back for Shrivers, who's long ball up for Bingham. Almost flicks it on for himself. Looking to press Lachlan Charles, but he's cool enough, calm enough to play his way out of danger. Varadakis looking to play it in midfield and does brilliantly. And now a big chance for the away side as they drive towards the back four. Vlanis isolated with the disc, turning onto his right, but Zahiyadis doing brilliantly to get across and to win the throw, or the goal kick rather.
Interesting's been a change, switch across the wings. Servin and Vlanis have been quite impressive, been working really well with Polovsky going on the right now. It's good changing a little bit the formation and the strategy, and just doing a little bit of a tactical change. Melbourne City second most through passes in the NPL, and I can see the way that Hume City is set up with White and Tsukamoto just to cut those passes out, because that's one of the weapons of Melbourne City this year, the good through passes into their forwards or to their wingers.
Looking to use their pace in behind, even with the slightly depleted squad, the profile of player is still there. And that is what this academy is built on, building the profiles, plugging and playing these players all the way up from junior level to senior level as they graduate through the system. Tsukamoto, Engelhardt, Coyne, left foot ball beautifully in the channel for Bayou, and it was Engelhardt, or Tsukamoto rather, on the reverse pass, and his very tame shot right into the comfortable hands of Lachlan Charles, who has been, barring his turnover in possession about 5 or so minutes ago, has been more than serviceable, more than reliable so far this afternoon.
Yeah, Tsukamoto will be disappointed with that. It had plenty of time, had a bit of power, but just straight, very tame shot. And you've got to test Charles. He's a good shot stopper, but you really got to test him. It's about shots, getting him on target to get those goals, because Hume really are showing a lot of inclination of attack, but not a lot of shots at the moment.
Engelhardt doing well, winning the ball back and pressing all the way back for a throw on the far side. So there is clearly an impetus to press quickly in midfield for the home side, try and get those turnovers and capitalise on transition. They have been an extremely clinical and effective team in transition this season, Hume City, despite the absence of Birkenkerda and Godfrey DeBella on the bench as well this afternoon. The profiles still remain for a side that can capitalise if given an inch. And it's Polovsky on the far side getting away from Engelhardt and playing it into the channel for Servin, but coming across Taylor Shrivers beautifully, up and away, looking for Bingham. He was held and isolated, but concedes a throw. Half time approaching. 10 minutes to go, and if the last 10 minutes of this half are anything like the first 10 minutes of this game, then Hume will have something to worry about. Melbourne City starting like a house on fire. Let's see if they can regain that momentum as half time approaches, it's Vlanis doing well to win the foul.
Yeah, a diss there, a little bit overzealous in that tackle. Yeah, Hume has set up a little bit more of a hybrid defending model in terms of trying to get the ball back, a couple of man markers and then a couple of zone. We can tell how they're all close to their players, trying to get that ball quick for a quick transition. A little bit changing tactics there.
Brown trying to play it for Vlanis, but Munibadus, I don't think he knew anything about that interception, but it does count. It goes on the stat sheet as an interception, sees it out for a throw, which he does look to press immediately upon. Brown back for Charles, looking to clip it back into the direction of Varadakis, flat, and he does well to win it back and get it back through into the channel. And Varadakis driving into the box across the face. Chance here for City, and a deflected effort from Servin right into the arms of Chris Oldfield, and now they spring the counter-attack with pace and numbers. Engelhardt waits for the run of Bayou, uses him inboard, back for Engelhardt, White close down from behind and nearly turns it over, but does well enough to win the ball for Addis. Spink has Oldfield or Shrivers, uses the ladder, plays it in for White as they cool things down.
Yeah, we saw Vidaka. We haven't seen much of Vidaka's coming from right back, getting into the box, but probably one of his first forays and really got in there.
Adora's beautiful ball looking for Bingham. It had pace and venom. And Fraser Brown with a crucial interception. As I was going to meet the big head of Josh Bingham with pace and velocity.
Yeah, Fraser Brown quite impressive. I mean, you're missing Calms at the back, but just showing it, a sure head. And speaking of Vidakis, good engine as well. Maniba, this ex-A-League player, very fast player, but Vidakis really tracked back very quickly, and that shows he's got a bit of a forte.
Another corner into the box. Charles coming and claiming beautifully, as he has done all afternoon, and springing the counter-attack. Not a lot of numbers forward for the away side, so a little bit of a mission forward there for Rizmani, looking to maybe carry it and get a bit of territory, but was unable to do so. But in process, have pushed up their line, as it says all the way back for Chris Oldfield in goal. Closed down by Trong. And White in midfield, turning on a dime, playing it for Tsukamoto. Shrivers. So, clear pressing tactic from both sides to allow the centre halves and goalkeepers to have the ball and try to pick off those passes in between the lines. Try to pick off those progressive passes and balls in behind like that. Bingham clearly infringing and pulling down the defender, which the referee saw.
Ari, you mentioned earlier the Melbourne City characteristics, play characteristics, academy, the template, if you want to call it. You can see every player scanning when they haven't got the ball, always looking right, left. I mean, Vidakis is one. I can mention a few others. Are all scanning to see where their opponent is or their closest player. That's a very important characteristic, especially if you want to make it into senior football.
Ambitious ball from Tobias Servant, looking to play Dimitri Vlanis on this near side, but was easily caught onto by Addis and Oldfield. Game in a bit of a standstill at the moment. Both sides still trying to figure out how to break down the press and the defensive structure of both sides. And another turnover for Hume as it's inboard. Vidakis files inside Trong. Skipped away from Tsukamoto in his blind spot, but Shriver's doing well to bring it forward. Bayou, Engelhardt, danger now for the away side. Engelhardt driving into the box. 1-on-1 with Charles, and a fantastic stop again. Another brilliant save by Lachlan Charles.
Great drive into the box there by Engelhardt. Really had to take the shot. He had some options on the left, but had to take the shot. And Charles again showing leadership, reflexes, and one of the highly rated keepers in the NPL. Files will be a little bit disappointed. He's been having a great game, but he just let that go, and you can see him track back, lost his man, and yeah, a good player, 55 for Melbourne City, but let that slip a bit.
Ball into the box, Bayou rising. Really got a good leap on him at this Bayou, but the referee saw something untoward in the penalty area in the flight of the ball and has brought that back for a foul, which I'm sure will be music to the ears of Lachlan Charles, who loves the ball at his feet as a goalkeeper. He loves to play out from the back and really set the tempo and be the first layer of attack as he's closed down by Bayou. Probably the first time he's been severely pressed this afternoon, and slightly unfortunate handball from Jake Polowski turns the ball over, and a chance for Hume to counter-attack.
Yeah, we don't have VAR here. Keepers, the keepers can be protected. Not as protected as much, as we saw recently in the FIFA World Cup. But, Charles, brave, has got the reflexes, got the height and the leadership, and not scared to challenge any of the ball in the air.
looking to press. And it goes for Files in midfield and plays it out for Vardakis. Inside, reverse pass. Looking to play into the channel for Kilteshi. But Addis doing well. Bingham losing out to Brown. Brown has done really well this afternoon to contain the presence of Josh Bingham, who's been relatively absent, especially for a man of his stature and a man of his leadership. Hasn't quite got himself as involved in the game as he probably would like. And there'll be a point to watch heading into the second half. Spink, Industrious, doing well to win the ball ahead of Rizmani. Engelhardt tapping it forward for Tsukamoto, breaking past one, couldn't break past the second as the ball in dispute there, but breaking forward was strong. And a beautiful ball on this near side for Vlanis. Dimitri Vlanis, 1-on-1 with Addis, breaking into the byline. And doing well, coming across was Zahir Addis to get an important toe before it got any more dangerous. And it's the first corner of the afternoon, I believe, for the away side.
Yes, it is. Impressive ball there by Trong. Really got behind him. Vlanis has shown some really great characteristics, a lot of speed on the right, and causing Addis quite a few problems.
Let's see what the away side can conjure up from their first real dangerous set piece of the afternoon. It's going short to the edge. Vlanis is there looking to get a shot from out from under his feet. He does, and it deflects back into dispute in the box. Players tangle, and eventually it is a foul going for the home side as they get out of dodge there.
Yeah, the last few minutes, Melbourne City's been on the front foot, as you said. Ari, the first corner, pressing up a little bit more, getting a few passes laterally, even a few diagonal balls. Only 1 minute there of extra time, but Hume would be a little bit disappointed. I saw an interview with Nick Hegarty. He says it's about moments, 4 games to go. Got to take the good moments and create those opportunities, and first half has not seen much of that.
Let's see if they can conjure something up in the deep shadows of half-time. Shrivers may be content to just see out the half, regroup. It'll be interesting to see what Nick Hegarty and his coaching staff do to try and get something out of this game. They're probably the side that needs it slightly more, potentially, although Melbourne City are in a finals race ever so slightly. Is the ball up for Munib Addis. Vardakis doing very well to win the ball in that duel and see the game out to half-time. Very, very interesting opening 45 minutes. Momentum shifts either way. Both sides having dangerous spells of both possession and chances, but neither being able to find the breakthrough.
No end product, no end clinical, but yeah, I would say Melbourne City were very happy with the performance. Brand new team, pretty much other than Charles, all players haven't played that many games this year, really have stepped up and showed those Melbourne City characteristics of ball possession, progressive runs. Hume will be disappointed, really didn't press enough, had their good moments, a couple of opportunities in the air. One shot, we saw Engelhardt with some good save by Charles, but out of the teams, I would say Melbourne City will be very happy. And you can see Charles now, every player is getting a pat on the back. They know what this first half meant to them, because a lot of these players is the first step into senior football. Hume, maybe an adjustment in tactics, maybe a little bit more urgency. We'll see a powerful Hume second half.
Half-time here at National Stadium. Hume City 0, Melbourne City 0. Kick-off for the second half here at Naciel Stadium. Scores still locked at 0-0. And a very interesting first half. There's a big chance early in the second half. Disabayu into the box. Early block. City under pressure early. Adus looking to test Lachlan Charles early. But in an interesting bit of irony is Melbourne City looking to counter-attack forward. Couldn't quite manufacture something out of that. In an interesting bit of irony as it's a hectic opening, 45 seconds of the second half, as it looks to be Harley Truong down in a bit of discomfort. Hopefully nothing too serious there. It was Melbourne City who started the first half very dominant, especially in the first 10 minutes. They were putting the home side under a severe bit of pressure, and it's turned the tables in the opening first minute of the second half, where it was Hume City with a big early chance from Disabayu.
Yeah, just the first minute, the momentum shift, a huge momentum. Something must have happened in obviously the change room, up the tempo, and we saw Munib, we saw Disabayu, and of course Bingham just couldn't get control of that ball, and really just first up. Obviously, they need to win this game, Hume, to consolidate second position. But also, they didn't show that many attacking characteristics in the first half, and that intensity was missing. So, obviously, have to start the front foot now.
Harley Truong looks to be all good. Thumbs up from the physio, which is good to see, as the frantic first 30 seconds of this second half has come to a standstill. But, Peter, what would you say that both sides will be looking to improve on in this second half to try and find the breakthrough? Because both sides did have their chances.
They did. I mean, there weren't that many clear-cut chances. We saw Charles a couple of great saves. Oldfield hasn't been bothered because the end product hasn't been there for Melbourne City. I think Melbourne City will be very happy where they sit right now with this young team. They'll still press. They'll look for their opportunities, and there are on the wide. The two wingers are doing very well, and those channels are open for Hume. Intensity, finishing, and really taking control of the match. It swung a little bit in the first half, but being a top two team, you need to start taking control of this match and creating those opportunities and getting Disabayu, Munib, Bingham, and of course Englehart's one of the most dangerous players in the NPL in good forward positions.
Let's see if they can flex their muscles in this second half as Adus on the far side. Left-footed, delivery into the box. Looking for Bingham, right into the path and hands of Lachlan Charles in between the six. As mentioned, probably one of the most senior players of this Melbourne City, very youthful Melbourne City squad this afternoon. Was in the Australia Cup squad for the senior side last week, and has really shown his leadership both in possession and when needed, with his shot-stopping ability to fantastic saves to deny clear-cut opportunities for the home side in the first half. And let's see if he will be tested. And by the looks of the balance of play early in the second half, it looks like he will be tested more as Engelhardt, ball across. Here's a chance for Charles to try and impact the game. He came across the box, couldn't quite get any touch on it, nor did any Hume City player, and it falls for Adus on the far side. White. Left-footed delivery. Bayu there, flicking it on, and couldn't quite get the right flick, the right pace and penetration on the header as it floats over the head of Lachlan Charles, and Hume well and truly in control at the very opening stages of the second half.
Yeah, they're showing their intentions early, Ari, and you need to attack, you need to shoot, and you need to score goals. I mean, Hume are quite interesting. They've had the second most shots this year in the NPL. We haven't seen much of that.
Another chance here, turnover, Bingham, Engelhardt, Tsukamoto, flag stays down. Aki Tsukamoto looking for Coyne, and a fantastic tackle coming across, conceding the corner did Jake Polowski, but you'd rather that than a shot on goal.
Yeah, Jack Polowski been quite impressive there, good tackle there. The other thing with Hume, they haven't used the one-on-one dribble. Maybe they're missing some of their key players. Koda, we know are out as well, but that's been a weapon this year as well, taking on players and creating those spaces and opportunities.
Left-footed in-swinging delivery, looking for Bingham or Bayu. Charles coming across, getting the important fist away, and emphatically cleared by Ashton Files, as it gives a chance for the away side to press up and really try and get themselves a bit of possession in the second half. It was a very strong and ever-present theme in the opening 45 minutes. Melbourne City dictating the tempo of the game, dominating possession, especially from deep. Charles and the two centre halves really being the players most in possession out of anyone on the ground. But now it looks to be the home side trying to nullify that as the ball from Spink looking to find the feet of Bingham. But an instant turnover, and now we settle into the theme of the first half where Charles sitting on the ball, studs on it, waiting for the pass in midfield to open up. Brown turning the ball over again in midfield, and the press in between the lines from the home side has been so strong early, and it's created a couple of opportunities. And Vlanis doing it very well to come across and win the ball back for Charles. No danger. And it's fallen through for Servan. Miscued clearance by the defensive Hume City, and Tobias Servan, oh so close to finding the breakthrough, and penalty shouts waved away by the referee. And a massive chance for Melbourne City.
Yeah, Servan, what a chance, and just got in against the runner play, got in behind the Hume defence, took the shot, just we bit disappointed with that finish. Had a really good show at that goal, but possible penalty, I don't know. Maybe there was a clip on the way through, but the referee was there, it was the right spot and made the decision. So a bit disappointed for Servan, a bit disappointed with that finish. That was the first chance of the second half and a chance to put his imprimatur on the match.
It was a miscued clearance by Aidan Coyne, which allowed Tobias Servan to get in behind and have a massive opportunity to break the deadlock. And he couldn't quite find his way through. And now Oldfield. Shrivers. Coyne. Skipping past Servan. Playing it back for Shrivers. As the high press from City forces a long ball up towards Bingham. Does really well to flick it on. Engelhart couldn't quite meet it on the return. Files inside Chorong. Shriver stepping in front. Forward for Bayou. White. Munibadus. Running towards the byline and breaking towards the box. Coming to a standstill. Jockeyed very well by Vidakis. Does well enough to see the danger nullified for a moment. Shrivers, Coyne, Engelhart on the back foot receives. Tsukamoto, flag stays down, drives towards the byline, across the face, Bayou there, and to the back post, left-footed effort! Off the post, maybe deflected wide, it's a corner nonetheless, and the threat ever so prominent for the home side.
Yeah, you can see the urgency there from Munibadis and Bayou. Opportunity, I think it did go off the post actually, but it must have been a ricochet. A dangerous moment there for Melbourne City, who've been keeping control of their goal, pushing Hume out, but Hume have shown their intention, as I mentioned earlier. They're ramping it up and creating the opportunities.
In swinging delivery from Aki Tsukamoto, looking for Bingham, stepping across. Couldn't quite get the head on it. Brown did well and foul in the box. Ashton Files doing well to see out the danger from that set piece.
Yeah, Files and Trong both in that sort of centre corridor midfield for probably 6 to 8 box to box type players. Files playing more of a 6. Trong's got a bit more of a licence to play more 8s and support the forwards. Both putting a lot of work rate into this game and showing certain characteristics that we haven't seen from them this season. So where are the scouts? I mean, a lot of players here, a lot of young players. I'd be surprised if there are no scouts here looking at some of these players, because this is a chance for them to showcase, and what we've seen from Melbourne City been quite impressive.
Ball from Charles looking for the running behind, which caused the chance for Servan not long ago. Oldfield doing really well to play it out for Taylor Shrivers, who looks to progress the ball forward and does well to win the foul of Jake Pawlowski, who took absolutely no chances with that one. Looked more wrestling move than anything we normally see on a soccer pitch, but it did well enough to earn that professional foul, to nullify any potential counter-attacking threat. Ball inside for Bayou. Back for Shrivers.
I mean, one of the criticisms last year was Melbourne Victory.
Chance here, we'll come back to it in a moment. Tsukamoto through for a deuce. Cleared away by Brown on the edge for White. Engelhardt, dangerous position for him to occupy. Turns onto his right. Clips it to the back post. No one there to get a touch. And cleared away by Servan. Brilliantly so. And now the counter-attack for Dimitri Vlanis on the far side is on. Steve White chasing back forlornly, getting in front of Dimitri Vlanis now. As he comes to a standstill, waits for the cavalry to arrive. Back on the edge. Looking to chip the ball in between the lines for Rizmani. And it was Braden Spink doing well to clear. Dakis. Rizmani looking for the return pass. Couldn't quite find the man. It's out for a throw.
Well played there by Steve White. He just jockeyed, kept the Melbourne City at bay. They weren't able to get players quick enough in the box and stop that opportunity. But I was mentioning before about Melbourne Victory last year, played some great football, but the physicality that quite a few observers said the physicality was missing at this NPL level. But what we've seen from Melbourne City today, they're not scared to get physical.
And that physicality has kept them in the game in certain instances so far, especially in midfield. And in the set-piece situations, they have been strong enough and combative enough to make an impact. And there looks to be changes for both sides imminent. We'll get to those shortly. It looks to be Godfrey DeBelle who will be introduced. We'll get confirmation of that in a moment. There's a beautiful ball in behind. Chasing back forlornly. Addis couldn't quite get there. And a massive chance on the far side for Vlanis. Couldn't quite get any meaningful connection as the ball across the face was on.
Yes, it was. Addis just mistimed that. He was quite lucky, but put the pressure on, and there was a ricochet off the Melbourne City play and managed to get the corner. We've got some substitutions now. Ari?
Will be a double change for the home side. Josh Bingham will make way for Godfrey DeBelle. And Munib Adus will make way for Max Wright, the new signing, who has made already a couple of appearances, a couple of goal contributions already so far this season, but he will be looking to make an impact off the bench. So formation, system, structure will remain the same. And it will be a personnel switch up top as DeBelle looking to get involved early. The ball just sits in the wind, couldn't quite reach him. Shrivers gets away from Rizmani. Spink, Oldfield. Game at a standstill.
As you said, Dembele leading the line now, taking over from Bingham. Max Wright moving to the right and Engelhardt to the left.
Peter, what do you think those changes will add? Different dynamic going forward for Hume? Structure stay the same, but personnel different?
Yeah, personnel different. Max Wright good in getting across the wing, getting some crosses in. Dembele's showing a little bit of a different sort of style of attacker. Probably not as strong in the aerial as Bingham, but also hard-working and able to get that dynamic approach, which they need. A little bit more dynamism up front, Hume, in order to create those goal opportunities, get some end product.
There is an example of that dynamism, getting in behind with his physicality to earn himself earn his side a corner, I should say. And it will be Steve White with a left-footed in-swinging delivery. No Josh Bingham to aim for, so maybe Taylor Shrivers or Braden Spink looking to make an impact from this set piece on the head of Charles, who came for the ball, did get a meaningful fist away from it. Still a chance, Spink rising. Bayou! Acrobatics Flag did go up regardless, but that would have been some sort of goal if it had come off.
Fantastic over there by Bay, showing his class. He's played at the A-League level. An X-Factor type player, one of the big X-Factor type players in the NPL, trying something ambitious. That's what you got to do when you get in those opportunities. Serving a good header there, good interception, but there was a chance for a second ball there for Hume City, and Bayou just missed out, but there was an offside as well.
Double change for the away side. Harley Trong and Harris Rizmani making way for Christian Suvlis and Dahan Kalajar. So number 72 on this near side, number 30 in midfield. Immediately in the play was Christian Suvlis.
Yeah, I was talking to someone before the game, and they said obviously a lot of the senior NPL players from Melbourne City not playing today. I mentioned that earlier, but a couple of 15 and 16-year-olds on the bench. Now, I don't know who's 15 and 16. We didn't get that information, but we've seen a couple of new players that we haven't seen before this year. Ari?
Right. Chance, delivery, near post, cleared away. Kalajar. Turning on a dime, turning away from Max Wright brilliantly. Running out of real estate, but earning himself a throw. Inside, breaking away was Suvlius, turning the ball over though in midfield with Melbourne City. Bayou, industrious, couldn't quite win the ball. And it's back out for Vlanis. Stepping in front was Addis, Engelhart, Whites, turning on a bit of a sixpence and playing it back out for Shrivers. Coin, short for right, back for Coin, inside for Debele, back for right, brilliant interchange from Hume City. Max Wright looking for the channel ball for Debele. They could not quite get there.
Yeah, there was a misread there by Dembele. He's talking out to right. They just misunderstood that forward pass. But that's showing the momentum. Just before earlier, we could see Shrivers, see Spink, we see White all saying, come on to the team. We need to put more pressure and really try to get a result here. And you can see the urgency with Hume.
Coin chests it down in the direction of Max Wright, who runs toward the byline, looking to isolate himself with his fullback. Plays it back inside for Aiden Coyne. Back for right. Takes it down on his left. Back foot. Tsukamoto towards the byline. Files doing well. And seeing his midfield counterpart out to the byline and winning his team a goal kick.
Yeah, Mitchell Files had a good game. Him and Tsukamoto have had a battle there in the midfield. Tsukamoto playing more of in that central channel, as is Files, who's playing, I would say, as a 6, and really an experienced player like Tsukamoto's had a sort of a tough scenario there with Files.
The intent to press up and win the ball back is very prominent, very clearly shown there for the home side as they look to suffocate this very, very young Melbourne City side in possession. Shrivers and Coyne. White rather in midfield. Here is Coyne in the right full back position, and the slightly loose pass looking for Shrivers, and a brilliant tackle coming across and winning the ball. And it was a must-win ground jewel, and Taylor Shrivers has potentially left a bit of damage on Tobias Servan, which we don't like to see, but he had to win it, and he did.
Yeah, that was very, very close. Shrivers had to make that tackle. Servan was in. Servan's been really effective. Was on the left, was on the right, now is playing in the centre. Had an opportunity and really not scared of the physicality. Went for that. Shrivers just got there. The referee was at the right place to make that call. Shrivers getting the tackle, and I hope that Servan's okay. He's been quite impressive. Very tall player, but can play both left, right, and has speed.
Still down, up to his feet. brace with him and Taylor Shrivers. All is fair in love and war, as they say. And the thumbs up from the physio is a good sign. So he'll make his way off as the play restarts, but he has been a very imposing presence off the wing, making those diagonal runs in behind, looking to break in between the fullback and centre half line, and has been in behind on a couple of occasions and has been a standout play for Melbourne City this afternoon. Tobias Irvin.
Definitely has, and he's shown some character. We haven't seen much of him this year, and just shows the depth and the talent on Melbourne City Academy.
Spink inside, White, Bayou, beautiful one-touch footwork, looking for Engelhardt. Keeps the ball in play just, but wins a corner in the process as he shepherded it out.
Hume this year has been one of the top teams in key passes. I think they're third in terms of key passes. We haven't seen much of those. The conditions are difficult, but we've got to see, we haven't seen much of those key passes.
Ball into the box from Engelhardt, cleared away, and now the counter-attack. It's a 2-on-1 here as the numbers break forward on this near side. But it's Steve White tracking back beautifully and nullifying any potential counter-attacking threat. That is the experience and professionalism of Steve White doing the dirty work, coming across, and potentially with a game-saving tackle there, or goal-saving tackle I should say. Still a chance for City on the edge of the box now. Lunging tackle there from Braden Spink. Referee has a think about it, says all is fair.
Yeah, I was guessing there whether it was a simulation or was it a tackle, but very good tackle there by White, because Servin was really fast going to the middle channel all by himself for Melbourne City, and that opportunity was opening up.
Bayou, chance on this left-hand side, gets away from Brown and breaking his way into the box. Adissa Bayou! Fantastic block there. A chance goes begging. Rian Kasari there with the block, turning his body just in the nick of time. And you'd expect a man of Adissa Bayou's quality, with all of the goal acumen that he's tallied up this season, to potentially do better there.
Crucial there by Kasari, but Bayou was looking at Dembele, said, was asking for the ball. You can see a bit of the body language. Bayou, great chance to finish, but they also had the option of Dembele, but didn't take that.
Chance, right, into the box, across the face, no one there. No one there to capitalise. Coyne. Bingham was almost leaping out of his chair in the dugout. He was screaming, I would have been there, I would have scored, I was there.
I mentioned earlier, moments. Just got to have the right plays at the right time. And that's what Hegarty wanted, the moments, and it's just missing that.
Addis, Engelhardt, chance for Hume, ball back in the face of goal. Dembele couldn't quite. White, Coyne, Tsukamoto in space, flag stays down, right-footed delivery into the box, over the head of Dembele. Bayou couldn't quite. Engelhardt, back onto his right. White, Bayou in between the lines. Engelhardt, overlapping run from Adis is beautiful. Chance across the face. Tsukamoto was there. Charles and Bayou both rise, and the goalkeeper gets the better of that. And they spring the counter-attack quickly. Servin looking to break past Taylor Shrivers, pushing him towards defensive byline, and winning the ball is Tobias Servin brilliantly. The tenacity, superb. Kalajar in the middle. Chance for Vlanis. Can he break away from 1 and 2? No, he can't. And a shirt tug right in the view of the referee. No advantage paid. And White looking to break forward quickly. Bayou had Dembele in the immediate pass. And a frantic end-to-end game. Can't catch our breaths. But now hopefully we can.
Yes, end-to-end stuff. They can't catch your breath. Anything could happen. That's end-to-end transition football, but Servin very impressive. He's got the repertoire, left, right, got the pass to take on the one-on-one dribble. Very impressive player, but Dembele a bit disappointed. He's not getting the little bit of that end product that he needs, that service that he needs. He's getting himself in good position. So both strikers getting opportunities.
It does seem like it will be a game of moments. As you've mentioned, Peter, who can take their chance? Who can capitalise? Engelhardt isolated with his opposing fullback and turns onto his left, dinking it into the box. Charles Kane didn't get there, and he was a header from Max Wright coming across, directed past the post, and once again a chance gone begging for the home side.
Yeah, Engelhardt showing his class there. I think he's a Chilean winger, midfielder, really getting right. Max Wright disappointed with that header, very misaligned, a good opportunity, but the wind is blowing against Hume. It's blowing the other way, so it's quite hard to control without in these blustery conditions.
And Vanus now on the far side, 1-1 with Addis, turning onto his left and making his way central. Ever so industrious was he Addis, winning the ball back. Coyne looking for Wright as he's in behind and takes it in his stride. Chops back onto his left, comes to a standstill, waits for the cavalry to arrive. Tsukamoto, Bayu, back for Tsukamoto. White, Engelhardt. Back onto his left. Chris Engelhardt so dangerous in these positions. Gets past his man beautifully towards the byline. And an audacious attempt to get it right across the face. And it rolls slowly out for a throw-in on this near side.
Difficult opportunity. We haven't had any goals in this game, obviously 0-0, but both teams showing their attacking instincts, end-to-end stuff. Ari.
Another change potentially prepared for the away side. We'll get confirmation of that in a moment. Look to play their way out of danger, the away side. Files, Dembele doing very well to track his man back and win the ball. Can play it for Wright. Coyne, Shrivers, White, Spink. One touch football to work themselves out of danger. Shrivers. Shrivers driving in midfield. Space has opened up for him. Taylor Shrivers looking to dink it towards Engelhardt or Bayu at the back post. Neither could get there. And now the counter-attack is on for Vlanis. Does well to hold up ahead of Spink. But it's down for Coyne, who skips past 1 and 2 and plays it forward for Tsukamoto. Another chance for the home side to damage in transition. As Max Wright is fouled by Jake Kolofsky.
Just want to update the scores. We've got a 1-1 half-time, Avondale and Heidelberg. 0-0 Altona Magic, and I was going to say Sunshine George Cross showing the NSL days. No, it's Caroline Springs George Cross, 0-0 at the moment with Altona Magic. But a big one, Crosstown, Avondale 1, Heidelberg 1.
Double change for the away side rather. Luca Yates making way or coming in to the game alongside Deng Aguk, and coming off for both players. Kulteshi alongside, I think it was Dimitri Vlanis as well. And then a change for the home side as well. Joshua Kane has made way, has come into the game rather, I should say, and making way is Aki Tsukamoto. So their benches have been used for both sides. The cards have been dealt. And let's see whose deck can come up with the goods. There's an immediate impact potentially for Josh O'Kane there. A slightly underhit back pass gives Debele a chance to maybe capitalise, but he couldn't. His Coin plays it back for Shrivers.
A week or so ago, there was an article on 22 players from Victoria NPL who should be looked at by A-League clubs, and one of them is Josh O'Kane, a midfielder, hard-working, has been in and out of the team, had a bit of an injury, and to come on now, very important in order to maybe orchestrate, provide a bit of maestro in the Hume, who really need a goal.
Engelhardt back onto his right, looking to get a ball into the box, back out for Steve White. And Servan can break forward, and the numbers are there for City in midfield, but not quite in the final third as they look to hold it up on the far side. Yates turning back on the ball, out wide. Cutting inside, back for Yates. Servan, beautiful ball, and it just skips away from a gook there. That was almost beautiful, intricate play to make their way into the final third.
Yeah, I think Yates is one of the 15-year-olds that's come on. Pretty confident saying that. But a gook providing a different option on the right side. And Severn, combining with Severn and Yates, creating opportunities. It's good to see young players just come on and really to have that attacking intent. And that's something that Melbourne City's done all game.
Engelhardt. Slightly undercooked pass towards White, and now Servan can drop deep and capitalise on the mistake. Driving forward, Suvlis, Kalajar, and they work their way out of or into a potential chance to drive forward beautifully. A gook, ball across the face, no one's there. It was a teasing delivery.
Impressive technique there, Bo. Good cross, but as you said, no one there to really finish it off.
Right, Industrious wins the 50-50 duel and drives forward with pace. Waits for the numbers in O'Kane and Bayou, and has Engelhardt on the overlap. He waits for the run, uses him. Engelhardt coming into the box and coming across Fraser Brown. What a sliding challenge.
Big tackle by Fraser Brown. Kochari and Brown been impressive in the centre of defence. Both having probably partners as centre backs this season, probably, because you've obviously had Ryan Carmes in there, but really impressive and good timing. Very important to get the timing right, especially in the penalty box. And Hume are pushing up, but are still looking for solutions.
Engelhardt, who came off second best in that sliding collision, to make his way over to the far side to deliver a set piece in swinging delivery. You would think, and it is. Let's see if they can manufacture something out of this. Shriver's making his way to the near post alongside Braden Spink. That's where it goes. Spink with the flick on, diving header into a dangerous area, unconvincingly cleared only as far as Josh O'Kane, but Ashton Files with an emphatic clearance to see it out for a throw on the far side. Braden Spink just flinging himself at the ball at the near post.
Yeah, Spink's is very good in the air. He's also one of the leading jewelers, or very good with the head, and really threw himself. Knows what's on the line here. Hume are looking for a goal, but Melbourne City playing very compact, then expanding and ready for transition and really adjusting to the Hume pressure.
Just a tick over 10 minutes to go in this contest, and time is slowly starting to become a factor for both sides. Hume well and truly in the ascendancy. Debele in the channel. Shriver's making a marauding run forward, and he's used as he makes his way towards the byline. Looks to cut back onto his left. And let's see if City can capitalise on him being slightly out of position, but Steve White doing really well to cover his man. Ball across from Max Wright, and an unconvincing clearance, which Lockie Charles does well to claim and to nullify any potential threat.
Yeah, Hume got to take a few risks now. We saw Shrivers there having the mandate to go forward and push and make those runs into the channels, into the box. And that's we'll probably see the last 10 minutes. Hume have to put the pressure on, try to get that goal, consolidate second position.
The stage is set for a very consequence-filled last 10 minutes for both sides. Hume, 4 games without a win, 3 losses on the trot. Regardless of any faint premiership hopes, momentum heading into finals is a must.
They are missing some key players. Burka, Coda, 2 fundamental players in the way they set up are missing today.
Coyne doing well, winning it back and driving towards the byline across the face. Couldn't quite clear to the near post. And a Kane doing really well to play it back for Coyne. Teasing delivery, Dembele! And no pace or venom behind that header. Bounces once and into the palms of Lockie Charles, who has made another very, very important stop.
Wow, Dembele, great opportunity. Hume this year very good at, getting that cross through, and Dembele found himself, but just not enough purchase on that header.
He's involved again and just plays it back for White, who plays it out for Max Wright on his left. A low-driven effort looking to curl it into the far post, but a relatively routine save for Lockie Charles once again.
Charles has really, not just with his shot stopping, but also he's always talking, telling where the players to place, and you can see having that inexperienced back line, they've actually stepped up very well today, just by him controlling, giving them instructions and just keeping those lines strong.
Spink, Shrivers. Making his way into midfield as he has done a couple of times so far this second half. Wright, turning onto his left. All he sees a sky blue shirt, so he plays it out for his overlapping fullback in Aidan Coyne. Low-driven delivery, looking for the run of Engelhardt at the near post, but it's cleared away, back out for Coyne. White. Spink. Now, the script has been written for this, for the remaining 7 or so minutes. Turning out was Max Wright, beautifully looking for Joshua Kane in the channel and sliding across masterfully to clear the danger, but turning the ball over in the same vein was Kasari. But his blushes have been spared ever so slightly for the moment, as now they can counter-attack the away side. A bit of a sucker puncher would be if they were able to nick a goal here. Files in midfield. They're making their way forward, and the run into the pass into the channel from Verdakis couldn't quite find a man.
A bit disappointing. The Verdakis been quite impressive. He hasn't gone forward as much, but when he does create opportunities, and a bit disappointed with that. The last 5 minutes we've seen Hume pin back Melbourne City and just really pin back and try to create them, but they just can't get that final pass or that final shot at the moment.
Engelhardt. Dembele dropping deep, collecting the ball and turning and playing out wide for Coyne. Has Wright, short if he wants him, ignores him, goes for the ball into the box, it's not bad. And cleared away just before the run from Joshua Kane could meet the incoming delivery. And Shrivers doing very well, shoulder to shoulder with Servant and winning out. Right in midfield. Addis has Engelhardt and uses him. Good footwork, sees it back out for Addis. Looping delivery all the way back out for Aiden Coyne. No real options wide, has to go central for right to Steve White, whose left-footed unconvincing shot rolls calmly out for a goal kick.
You can see that Steve Wright very disappointed with that finish, really. Just didn't really get much purchase on it. But you have to give credit to Melbourne City. They kept their structure. A whole new team. A lot of these players haven't played NPL seniors this year, and all disciplined, all know their role, and that's part of the success of the academy and the players coming through. Very structured approach, but with the liberty to attack and transition.
Spink forward. Addis. Engelhardt on the overlap. If anyone's going to create a moment of magic, it's Chris Engelhardt. Gets on the ball, driving into the box, delivered into the back post from Max Wright! And it slipped through Lockie Charles! And the breakthrough has been found! 5 minutes to go, and the home side get their goal.
Fantastic bowling goal. It was going to come from him. He's been one of the important pivot people or players. We know I mentioned Kodar and Carter missing, but Engelhard has had 4 goals in the last 5 games, created opportunities. It was going to come from him, and fantastic finish there by Hume. Max Wright, good shot, but you can see the body language. Charles maybe could have done better, went right through him. Probably a bit disappointed because he's such a good shot stopper, but give credit to Max Wright. Right place, right time. Good press, and 1-0 Hume.
How important is that in the context of their season? Winless in their last 4, 3 losses on the trot. Have not looked like the side they were over a month ago. And if they can hold on even for a 1-0 win, it would be monumental. But a chance now for Melbourne City breaking forward. The game's not done yet. Ball across the face. And Braden Spink unconvincingly, but does the job with his clearance as he embraced with his goalkeeper Chris Oldfield at the same time. They know how much 3 points means.
It does. Spink a very, very important interception. And Melbourne City have got nothing to lose here. They're going on the attack to try to get the equaliser.
And Josh O'Kane doing well, earning a foul. Much to the dismay of the Melbourne City technical area as time is ticking.
It's about solutions, and just then Max Wright found that solution at 1-0, and we haven't seen... Hume have not been that super impressive this game in terms of that sort of end product. They always take a lot of shots during the whole season, and we haven't seen much of that, but Max Wright to the rescue so far.
There he was again, Max Wright, flicking it forward in the path of Bayou, out for a throw. And time is of the essence for both sides, really. Hume looking to hold on, City looking to claw a point back. As a double change for the home side is imminent. Debele turns onto his left, plays it through for Bayou, and the flag is up. It was put in by Engelhardt, but the return pass from Debele to Bayou was flagged for offside as the double change is imminent. It will be Anthony Youssef and Baronson Kavak to come onto the field for Chris Engelhardt and Adisu Bayou. And one last change for the away side. Harry Valentine, number 52, will come into the game for Nicholas Varadakis, who has put in an almighty shift on that right-hand side all afternoon. So the clips have been emptied.
Hume decided to take off Bayou and Engelhardt. Obviously, there's and you can see they're moving more to a mid-block at the moment, and maybe try to protect the lead.
City on the attack now on the far side, sliding across and conceding a corner. with Zahi Addis. And panic stations now for the home side as stoppage time approaches. 5 minutes of stoppage time. All hands on deck for the corner apart from one lone Hume City defender on the halfway line. Ball to the edge of the box. Debele does well to clear. Right. The goal scorer loses his footing, but does well enough to win the foul.
Yeah, experience there by Wright, the ball coming out from Wales. But Melbourne City were very disappointed with execution there. Should have done better. They haven't had many corners or set pieces in this game, and especially this late in the match, you've got to be a little bit more efficient with your distribution and be disappointed with that sort of outcome.
Oldfielder launches it up into the channel in the direction of Max Wright and Josh Akane. Akane does well to nullify the duel, and Kavak can break forward and drive towards the byline, crossing it into the box. No one there. Charles coming and claiming very easily, and the immediate pass out for a Gook on the far side. Winning the throw. Time is of the essence in a big way. Yates sits on the ball. Debele does well to win it, but cleared over on this near side. Collija. Kavak right into the almost chin of Aiden Coyne as he just gets it right into the channel. And both substitutes breaking forward now for the home side. One more would finish it. Ball back across the face looking for Kavak. Charles coming, claiming spilling, but on the second attempt doing well enough. It's going to be frantic.
Yeah, Melbourne City needs some quick ball, quick distribution there. And Aguk's been very lively since he's come on, created another outlet out wide, but they just haven't been in positions, Melbourne City. Now there's some urgency. Only in the last 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes of extra time. You see where Charles is, he's just decided to just come straight out. There's like a sweeper.
Coyne doing well. Playing it back up towards Kavak, who's almost a pseudo striker, just there to press and to track back immediately. Ball looking into the channel. And as you can see, the wind takes it 1 bounce, 2 bounce, all the way through, hitting the back fencing out for a goal kick. And time is ticking away. 2.5 minutes to play.
Hume have worked really hard this second half, trying to get back into the game. Have had some opportunities. Finally got that goal, but they made really hard work of it. They haven't been that efficient, and Melbourne, got to give credit to Melbourne City. They're a young team and still in this game.
They're still in this game. They need to be picture perfect from here. No foul, says the referee. And Max Wright can drive it forward. Does he go for the killer blow or does he hold up play? Looks to be the latter. Sits it back for Coyne. Akane. White. Shrivers. Taking all the sting out of the game as much as possible for the home side. Shrivers. Coyne. Back foot receives. Right. Yusuf. Flag stays down. Ball into the box. Charles, proactive positioning, claiming it and distributing imminently. Breaking forward beautifully is a Gook. Past 1 and 2. And still a chance for Melbourne City. They couldn't quite find their way past the sea of red numbers. And Files in midfield, looking to pick that pass. And Addis sees it out for another goal kick.
Files will be disappointed. Hasn't done much wrong. Played a really good 6-roll today, but that was just overhit. Dembele doing a lot of work in this back end. He's moved from a striker role, moving more to the right, and doing a lot of work, chasing back Aguk and putting pressure. Aguk's been very impressive since he's come on, and creating problems on the right side for this of Hume, and very impressive player.
Not long left at all. Long upfield by Chris Oldfield. It would have to be absolutely perfect from here. Our referee has a glance to his watch. Whistle to the mouth. And there it is. Talk about a sigh of relief. Back on the winners list. Hume City. For the first time in 4 weeks. It was late. It was Max Wright off the bench, capitalising off a cross from Chris Engelhart. And although at times it wasn't pretty, 3 points is 3 points and crucial momentum heading into finals.
Yeah, that could be it's a big momentum swing, as you mentioned, Ari, for Hume. I'm happy to get the result. Max Wright came on, brought some options, and on the right side did really well, very experienced as well at the end to control the game a little bit as well. But Melbourne City be very proud of their performance. A young team, a new combinations, new players, very young, and some very, very impressive players coming through the academy. Savin, a good came on as well. The 2 centre backs, Kasari and Fraser Brown, very, very impressive. A very disciplined performance. A bit disappointed losing this match, but Hume had so much on the line and they had to get that result and just ground away. And Max Wright providing that finish, which I would say the keeper of Melbourne City maybe could have done a little bit better, and Charles will be hard on himself for that one.
You mentioned all afternoon